Welcome back to the garage. So today is absolutely freezing. The ground's frosted, it's Baltic in the garage, but I want to be able to get the rear end on some axle stands, because today we're going to look at fitting the uprated anti-roll bar on the rear. That should help with a lot of traction and grip when we get there. That's one thing that these cars are always needing, is a bit more rear grip. So we'll take that from there. I'll get it on some axle stands, we'll get it up in the air, and we'll get underneath and see what's going on. So the plan is, now that the car is up, let's show you underneath. Come on man. Thank you. Sit you here so you can see what's going on. So the plan is to attach this to the rear beam, which is just there, and hopefully get a bit more stability out of her. So I just need to look on the diagram where it actually bolts or kind of clamps to. So the way it works is these go over the bar, over the anti-roll bar, so the bar goes through that hole, then they clamp to that, but I don't know where, I don't know how, if it's in the back or whatever. So I'm just going to have a look at a few diagrams, and I'll bring you back in and see where she sits. But I am just going to get some matting for the floor as well, just so I'm not freezing my ass off on a cold floor, and then we'll take it from there. So see you in a bit. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drop the nut from the strut, the bolt from the strut, to be able to drop this down, and that will allow me to just get the longer bolts in. And that's about it, really. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not sure if these janky old hose clamps that go around, they're going to be shaped like that. I'm not sure whether they are going to be long enough, but we'll see. We'll fettle it to fit, but I don't know if I'm going to employ this or kind of make my own. I don't know, it just looks a bit weak. It just looks like it's going to pivot on itself and not really do anything, but we'll see. We'll get it on and we'll take it from there. Okay, so now that we've got the rear beam down, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bolt those parts to where the shock absorbers go through, so that's where they bolt to, and I'm going to let that just free hang for now, and then I'm going to cable tie it to the rear beam just to hold it in place, and then work out what the fuck are we going to do with these, and see if we can make it work. I've got a funny feeling this isn't going to go to plan, and we're going to hit problems along the way. One thing I have just noticed, really, my stainless exhaust doesn't look very stainless to me. Now, I don't know if that's just surface corrosion or if it's just bad stainless, or even if it's not stainless. It's not an issue really, it's still only good. So I'm just gonna, while I'm underneath it, I'm gonna whip underneath that as well and sort that bit out. Everything else under the car looks pretty fine. Everything's solid because I've welded it all up already, so we should be good. So let's just crack on with this anti-roll bar. I think I ran into a problem. Let me just hold that in there. So I think I'm going to drop the strut from the top mounting point, because if I push this up, I'm not going to be able to get that long bolt in past the fuel tank. So I think if I drop the strut down to match where this is now, I'll be able to feed all that in, get all that bolted up, and then I can just jack it up and push the strut back in at the top and just do the nut up again. So I think that's the best option moving forward. But I think it's coffee time.
A few moments later.
There we go. Since I dropped the strut, I've been able to get that in. As you can see, look, it's just floating up here. So what I'll do is I'll just lift the jack, put it back in, and get it bolted back down once I've done the other side. So it's not too bad, but I'm just concerned about where it joins, obviously, to that beam there. So we'll see. So I don't know if you'll see that. Let me see if I can make it brighter. But that is really, really close to the petrol tank. So much so, I think it's gonna touch if it bottoms out. We'll see. It's not touching anywhere else. Again, I don't trust them at all. But we'll see how we get on. See if it works. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's another biggest job ticked off. So yeah, let's move on to the next then. So I thought I'd just come in the garage quickly today. I've got a few things I want to do, but it's not going to be a garage day, so to speak. But yesterday, I just quickly painted the inside of here, got rid of any surface rust or crappy paint that was already there. As you can see, it has had a paint job before, a really bad one. It was never primed or prepped properly, so it's just got overspray everywhere. You can probably see the primer there, some kind of purple there, and then obviously my paint across the top. Take no notice of the bonnet. That was a quick repair job that needs to be redone. But I just wanted to get all that painted and dried, because obviously I'm now routing the loom, the front light loom, down to the front of the car, but I'm bringing it outside of the I'm going to bring it out and run it down up here as much as I can. I've ordered some P-clips, and what will happen is it will just tuck down here and then into the inner wing just here where it can do. So yeah, I just wanted to, and what I'm trying to do is get as much wiring out of the bay and outside of the car, because I'm going to need room for the fire extinguisher lines. So I just want to try and minimise it without any complications of having to go through wiring or like that. So that's nice and dry. I'm just waiting for the P-clips to come and then I can put them in. So today's task, or what I want to get done, is this. So this needs to come out. Because I've already got the indicators here, they don't need to be there anymore. And like I've said in previous clips, I want to 3D print intakes on this side. One for the main intake feed and the others for the brake ducts. What I did try and do is, I'm going to get a little bit technical now, is I used the LiDAR function on the new iPhones to see if I could get a good 3D scan of this, and I'll post a picture up of that now. However, it's shit. It is absolutely shit. The LiDAR technology is great for scanning rooms, potentially pulling colours out of things, but to scan intricate 3D objects, it's just not happening. The technology just isn't there in a handheld form on the iPhone. So I did a quick search last night, looking around, and there are systems out there that will do this, that is used in engineering, which are fantastic. They're down to like 0.1 millimetre, I think, of accuracy, but they cost £6,000. That's not happening. So what I am going to do is just try and template this now. I'm going to take that out, template that, try and work out the chamfers and everything that go this back, work out the mounting holes, and then I'm going to design something and hopefully 3D print something to fit in there, and the other side to allow airflow through. So that's pretty much today's job, so I'm just going to get on with it. We'll catch you guys later. I'll update you on the design process, but see you later.